This is the Genetic Driftworm Lab activity video. You should have already made a copy of this worksheet. You should have already watched the allele fixation video. If you have not done those two things, go and do that now and then come back. So this lab is going to model genetic drift, and we are going to fill in some data, and we are going to answer some analysis questions afterwards. So this simulation, like evolution itself, is based on random events. We will use a fictional worm species, driftworms, to demonstrate genetic drift. Different colored driftworms will represent the genetic variation within the population's gene pool. We will simulate how genetic drift may result in a population with less genetic variation. In population genetics, allele fixation is the change in a gene pool from a situation where there exists at least two variants of a particular gene, the allele, in a given population, to a situation where only one of the alleles remains. You can see in this model, we have two different colored marbles, and then over time, you only have one color. This is what we're going to model using our driftworms. So we're going to practice first, just so you can see what the simulation looks like. So we are going to use two different population numbers in this lab, 5 and 10. We're going to start with the population of 5. We are going to run it for 20 generations. You're going to record the number of the generation where all the worms are the same color. So the first generation that you see that has all of the same colored worms, that's what you're going to write down in your data table. So here's what the simulation looks like. I'm going to choose 5. We're going to do 20 generations. I'm going to click go. And as you can see, we start with 5 different colors. And then in generation 5, this is the first generation where they are all the same color. So I'm going to put a 5 here. So you are going to do the you-do practice. So I'm going to click go again, maybe. Okay, so you need to record the number of the generation where all of the driftworms are the same color. You need to put that here. So we are going to move on to activity A. So I'm going to use the same size population, 5. I will run it for 20 generations. You will do 10 different trials and record the data here. Pause it when you need to. Trial number 1. Trial number 2. Trial number 3. Trial number 4. Trial number 5. Trial number 6. Trial number 7. Trial number 8. Trial number 9. Trial number 10. You should fill out all 10. Activity B, we will use a population size of 10. We will run for 30 generations. We will do 10 trials. You will record the data. So we're going to change this to 10. We're going to change this to 30. Trial number 1. trial number 2, trial number 3, trial number 4, trial number 5, trial number 6, you can put 30 for that one, trial number 7, trial number 8, trial number 9, trial number 10. You should have filled out numbers 1 through 10. Once you've completed your data, you need to answer the analysis questions number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So define the average for question number 1 and also question number 3. You are going to add up the number of generations, and then you are going to divide by 10. Make sure that your answers that require sentences are long enough that I understand what you are trying to say. Read the instructions for submission and what to do next.